Alright, second round trying to do this. Hey, it's Trish, and I'm sorry I've been missing in action because this is my third time trying to make this video. And it's either the dog, it's the pump, it's something, or a neighbor, it's something. So I'm sitting up here on the porch, the cicadas finally stopped screaming, and I just kind of want to give you a school update because I haven't done one, and to give you an idea of what's to come. For how long. Alright, so number one you're going to notice is I'm not going to make it for Mama Chat. We are in the deadline. I've got 6 weeks to this test. Keep praying. I think it's working. I pretty much spend most evenings working on it for like 5 to 6 hours an evening. So that's what kind of happened last Wednesday, and I just realized it's time to kind of let me set YouTube and everything to the back burner, and I'll be back. So Mama Chat will take back on November 1st. Unless like something crazy happens and I jump on. But to be honest, I have to use every waking moment I have for something in one of my buckets, and I gotta kind of let my YouTube bucket. Have you ever heard that before? You have all the buckets and there's only so much of you to put in each bucket. And sometimes you have to let some buckets not get filled because it's time to fill other buckets, kind of deal. Anyway, that's what's going on. It's going well. It's really coming back to me a lot better than I thought. I'm still a little bit like, I wish I was like confident, like I got this. And I really want to walk into that test and say I got this. For those that don't know, I am taking my engineering license exam in 6 weeks because I'm an engineer. I have a master's in environmental engineering, but I stay home and I take care of kids. But I'm going to go get my professional license because hey, why not? Why not? And I don't know, it's been a confidence boost knowing that like my brain's working again has been huge. So I've been doing that. I am also preparing in like 2 weeks. I'm going to be at the 4-H conference, the volunteer conference in Rock Eagle, Georgia, which is supposedly phenomenal. It is like camp for the volunteers, but a lot of training stuff going on. And I'm actually presenting how to use Google Docs as an alternative to like social media and websites. But then the other one is we've started dabbling in Slack, and I really like Slack. And so I'm kind of presenting both those things and just giving some admin tools to the 4-H leaders and volunteers to help just kind of keep things going, because like it or not, you can miss really cool opportunities in 4-H because it's really hard to learn how to communicate. And kind of those office skills of collaborating and planning and maintaining communications and making sure all information is available is definitely something you learn about through 4-H, and you learn the struggle more than anything. So I found some ideas and I've been kind of fine-tuning them. I almost have that presentation done. It's not even done yet because that's another bucket I need to be filling in. But so that's what we've got going on as I'm doing Challenge A directing, and the kids are in CC. It has been a crazy roller coaster ride, to say the least. Crazy. I'm definitely having the new to CC, first time CC mom roller coaster of like, there's just so much to do. I'm so sorry, my shirt's a little low. I went off keto and I'm quickly growing lots more of myself. Like quickly. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I'm having the first year CC mom roller coaster of emotion, of learning how much it is and how to do it. I will say CC is a layering program, so they're not into 100% consumption of their curriculum and of their content the first year. It's like one of those that you keep applying layer after layer, and there's so many things, so what you're interested in, there's enough. Well, it's hard because I feel like we should be getting every bit and piece of it. And they keep talking about tailoring the program to what you need it to be, even especially in Challenge. Whew, it's rough. It's seriously rough. I will say leading into last week, I was like ready to quit. Not ready to quit this year because I'm committed to finish because I have people depending on me, which I knew that's what I wanted this year. But looking at next year, like, would we do this again? I'm going to tell you, when it comes to CC, take the ride with me, but my final opinion will come in May. And I don't stop in the middle of the roller coaster, because you never know. I might be heading up to the top, or I might be falling down. But it was really neat. I walked into Tuesday morning. That's our community day. I kind of walked into community day just like, this is what it is. I walked out of that community day like, this was awesome. This was phenomenal. This is great. Nothing spectacular happened, just a genuine, just everybody kind of coming and gelling into each other. My daughter finished the day and she's like, this is amazing, Mom. I love doing this. And I'm like, huh, just imagine what I was saying 2 days ago. So it's definitely been a roller coaster ride. I'm definitely making it and finding ways to adapt it to us. And it's funny because I know I'm allowed to adapt it. I have a hard time letting myself adapt it. Lots of arguing and fighting and with my kids. And one of the things I've run into is, I don't mind going to one community day, but it kind of I have been letting it own us every day outside of community day. And that's not what I want. And I miss some of the really relaxedness to our day. But I'm starting to have the feeling now, you know, past week 6 and going into week 7, that I have to tone it so that I can have that. And what I'm doing is I'm allowing us to be like, we have to do 100% of 100% of 100%. And I'm learning like, oh, you know, so let's see how I feel about that, it owning us come January. I did put a few things into action, like, you now only have from this time to this time to get it done. If you don't get it done, it's not done. Because my kids were twaddling their day away. They're just not getting stuff done. So my kids are loving it. Well, my girls are. My boys, not so much. I think the ice cream sundae's helping to soften that. Yeah. My daughter who's doing foundations, and I'm going to eventually do a full, this is what we're using, but we're 6 weeks into the year and I don't really I mean, we got the bulk of what we're using, but I seriously have not completely committed to what we're using. My biggest question has been coming on, and I really want to kind of do a video fully explaining that, but apparently it's not this video. But on Facebook, I've been asking you guys questions about Orville. So Orville's kindergarten, he'll be 6 the first of the year. He's definitely delayed like my other son was. And I'm trying to be more proactive and sensitive with him after doing this whole thing with my son. He is verbatim on the same track as Bubba was. Bubba didn't learn to read till 3rd grade. He didn't actually master kindergarten skills until the end of 2nd grade. More like the 1st of 3rd grade. It took that long. And then I realized, I remember fighting him. I remember him just being like, when you tried to talk to him at the desk, so much, you know, inner strength I had to use in order to kind of guide him. And it, to be honest, it was very fruitless for the energy I put forth. Until one day he kind of clicked. And when he finally hit like 4th grade and we finally, everything caught up, I had a whole year, we felt successful, we were on par. And at 4th grade, I looked back and went, how would I have done this different? Well, that's an important statement, because now I get a chance to do this different. And I might be a little bit freaking out. I don't want to push him hard. I just want to take him where he's at and fortify the skills he needs. He is really not interested in school unless it's a game. And he doesn't want to listen to a book be read to him, but if I force him, within like 5 or 10 minutes, he gets into the book. And what else happens? I don't know. You know, he's definitely speech delayed. He's definitely not where he went to preschool last year. You know, he was there. Some of it just kind of ducks on a water's back, just kind of went over and took off. And he doesn't have his letter recognition down. He doesn't have his sounds. It's hard for him to sound it out because he can't speak it. You know, he's holding his pencil like this. He doesn't have a lot of pencil control. And I'm like, so how do I do this different? And I'm starting to attempt to do it different. Whew, it's not that easy. So, one of my questions on Facebook I put out there was, okay, if you have a highly active, low focus kindergartner who doesn't know his alphabet, and you want to be minimalist, because I'm at the point I just don't want a lot of stuff. I have so much stuff in this house and on yards. What curriculum would you use? So in this search of my own search, I keep looking into the good and the beautiful. Pre-K, because I think pre-K would be more his level, not the K. And it just seems more interactive. It's not workbook after workbook after workbook. He's just not into that. And I like the ACE. The two parts I don't like is it's intensive read out louds about stories he's not interested in. And so he's forcing attention, and it's a lot of workbooks, and that's not really going well with us. I have Christian-like kindergarten, but again, it's workbooks. And I kind of want somebody, I've got my brain in so many different places that I'm like, I want somebody to tell me, kind of give me some guidance on instructing. I've been using a lot of the Moffat Girl printouts because I like some of the ways that things are done, but again, it's a lot of printouts. And I've been practicing them with sight words. But I realize if you don't know your alphabet, you can't do that. So we've been working and doing speech therapy at home. And we've actually made some amazing gains. We're doing Superstar Speech. I'll put the link down below, if I remember. I'll put the link down below. And I bought it off Amazon, I believe, years and years ago. And we're using it, and it's working well. And, I mean, we're at the very first part, because his is pretty severe. What you would learn at 3 or 4 years old, the B and the P. He is doing just the B at almost 6 years old. B. He can't even, and just learning to make that sound in the right places, and we're learning to do that. And it's really neat because you get a little help. Anyways, it's been working. Alright, I told you no mama chat, right? I hope I did. Until November 1st. Just so I can get this stuff done. I have to get this stuff done. But I'm going to probably start sharing more questions with you than what's going on here, because I'm 12 minutes in and I can't even remember what I've told you. Sitting on my really hot porch in front of my beautiful fridge and freezer, extra freezer. We are building a house. Yeah, 1,900 square feet, man. I'm really excited about that. But we're still getting the plans done so we can go pull a permit. The kids are getting busy in 4-H and just trying to find out how to balance it. And my way of balancing is I haven't been able to be as available to you. But I'm hoping like things will balance out for me come November 1st, because the test will be over and I'll kind of get to be able to go back to me and not me trying to do so much. Which, by the way, Labor Day weekend, I ate a carb and it turned to Carb-a-Palooza, and I've eaten a lot of carbs. It was sickening at first, but after I got over the initial shock of the carbs, I quite love it. I don't know quite what to do. I didn't lose any weight, 3 months, keto, nothing but the initial flush, so we'll see. So anyways, I'm gonna let you go. I'll talk to you later. I'll try and get back with you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get there. It's gonna happen.